Good morning, live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh, coming up in the next 30 minutes. All existing valid visas issued by India to Pakistani nationals stand revoked from today. Medical visas issued to Pakistani nationals will be valid only till 29th April. Donald Trump questions Putin's desire for peace after meeting Zelensky at the Vatican. Says he fears Putin is tapping him along with Russia strikes on civilian areas, floats tougher Russia sanctions. Fire rages after suspected chemical blast at Iran port. Death toll rises to 14, around 750 people injured. President Pezeshkian orders investigation into the situation and the causes. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi to share his thoughts in Mann Ki Baat program. It will be the 121st episode of the monthly radio program. All existing valid visas issued by India to Pakistani nationals stand revoked from today. The move comes in the wake of the terror attack in Jammu and Kashmir's Pahalgam that claimed 26 lives and left several injured. In total, 219 Pakistani nationals and 392 Indian nationals have crossed the Atari-Wagah border by Friday evening. India has revoked all existing visas issued to Pakistanis except long-term visas, diplomatic and official visas with effect from Sunday. All medical visas issued to Pakistani nationals will be valid only till 29th of this month. No new visas will be issued in the revoked categories. Security forces have intensified operations in Jammu and Kashmir. J&K police, working closely with the Army, CRPF and other agencies, have launched widespread search and cordon operations to dismantle terror networks. On Sunday, the house of Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorist Farooq Ahmed Dedwa was blasted in Kupwara district of North Kashmir. Farooq is currently in Pakistan and involved in working with Pakistani Army to kill innocent civilians in Kashmir. Further in Shopian, two-storied residential house of active terrorist Adnan Shafi Dar, affiliated with the TRF outfit, was also destroyed. While in Pulwama, a house belonging to another active terrorist, Amir Nazir, was destroyed in Dharamdora. The total number of such houses blown up has now reached to 8. Meanwhile, in a significant development, intelligence agencies have compiled a list of 14 local terrorists actively operating in the Union Territory. According to sources, these individuals aged between 20 to 40 years are actively aiding foreign terrorists from Pakistan by providing logistical and ground-level support. The identified operatives are reportedly affiliated with 3 major Pakistan-backed terror outfits: Hizbul Mujahideen, Lashkar-e-Taiba or LET, and Jaish-e-Mohammed or JEM. Among them, 3 are associated with Hizbul Mujahideen, 8 with LET and 3 with JEM. The agencies are engaged in finding links of these 14 terrorists with the 5 terrorists who attacked the tourist on April 22nd. Meanwhile, the NIA along with other agencies are currently assisting Jammu and Kashmir police in the overall investigation as Pakistan-based terror outfit Lashkar-e-Taiba's proxy, TRF, has claimed responsibility for the attack. The NIA team is expected to conduct a thorough assessment of the attack site, collect forensic evidence, help in identifying those responsible for the carnage. Meanwhile, Pakistani army troops violated ceasefire again along the line of control in Kashmir for the second consecutive day on Saturday. According to the Indian Army, on intervening night of April 25th and 26th, unprovoked small firing was carried out by multiple Pakistan Army posts all across the LOC. The Indian Army retaliated appropriately to firing with small arms. There were no reports of any casualties so far. Director of Federal Bureau of Investigation, United States, Kash Patel, has expressed grief over the Pahalgam terror attack. In a post on X, he says, and I quote, "The FBI sends our condolences to all the victims of recent terrorist attack in Kashmir and will continue offering our full support to the Indian government. This is a reminder of the constant threats our world faces from the evils of terrorism. Pray for those affected. Thank you to the men and women of law enforcement who answer the call in moments like these." Members of South Africa's Indian diaspora came together in a show of solidarity, holding special event in response to the deadly attack in Kashmir earlier this week. DD India correspondent Nazneen Ismail gets us more.
Members of the Indian diaspora, together with South African Indians, gathered here at the Consulate General of India in Johannesburg to honor the victims of the recent Kashmir attack. The gathering was a moment of silence, reflection, and unity.
On behalf of the government and people of India, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to all the distinguished guests, members of the Indian diaspora, and friends of India who have joined us here today in a show of solidarity during this difficult time. We are gathered here to express our profound condolences to the victims of the heinous terrorist attack that occurred on 22nd April 2025 in Jammu and Kashmir, India. Our thoughts and prayers are with the families who lost their loved ones, and we pray for the swift and full recovery of those who were injured.
Attendees came to pay their respects, gently placing flowers and lighting candles in front of photographs of the victims, a quiet, heartfelt tribute to lives lost too soon. In the soft glow of candlelight, sorrow met solidarity as each flame whispered a prayer for peace.
Our real prayer from my heart, hopefully to all of yours, is that you should have the strength and the courage to deal with this loss, and that Hashem should bless all of us with a world of peace, with a world without such evil and without such wickedness.
The world is standing by with India, but India must take appropriate steps. Not necessarily war, but they will have to take steps. However, there is one thing I want to mention. Out of the 29 people that were killed, there was one person there. He was a Muslim gentleman, and one would never know how many lives he must have saved when he tried to stop the perpetrators in stopping their nonsense and to leave the innocent people alone. They pushed him aside and shot him dead. So one can never understand how many lives he must have saved as well.
Wherever it may be and in whichever country, we do not wish for these organizations to hijack communities, to hijack religions, and to speak on behalf of people that they don't know themselves. And we find today that as we symbolically come to mark a time of respect for the souls that have passed, and that the world has to push more forward towards the path of peace.
As tensions rise in South Asia, events like these remind us of the humanity that bind people across continents. For DD India, South Africa, Johannesburg, I'm Nazneen, reporting on a community that stands together for peace across borders and beyond tragedy.
Moving on now, President Draupadi Murmu and Union Minister of Parliamentary Affairs Kiren Rijiju have departed for New Delhi after completing their visit to the Vatican City. During their two-day visit, they attended Pope Francis's state funeral and offered condolences on behalf of the government and people of India. Pope Francis passed away at the age of 88 at his residence in Vatican's Casa Santa Marta on April 21st. He was the first Latin American pontiff to lead the Roman Catholic Church after taking over from Pope Benedict on March 13, 2013. President Murmu paid tributes to Pope Francis at the Basilica of St. Peter's in Vatican City and attended the funeral mass of the Pope at St. Peter's Square, along with other dignitaries from around the world. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed deep sorrow over the tragic incident that occurred in Nuh, Haryana. In a post on X, he describes the accident as heart-wrenching and extended his heartfelt condolences to the grieving families. Prime Minister's office posted on X saying, "The accident that happened in Nuh, Haryana is extremely heartbreaking. My condolences are with the bereaved families. May God give them strength in this difficult time. Along with this, I wish for speedy recovery of the people injured in the accident. The state government is making every possible effort for relief and rescue." The India Met Department has forecast a severe heat wave in northern India over the next 4 days. Temperatures in several parts of the region are expected to rise significantly, with intense heat and dry winds likely to affect daily life. Meanwhile, coastal areas are predicted to experience oppressive humidity, adding to the discomfort. The department has advised people to take precautions, including staying hydrated and avoiding prolonged exposure to the sun. Authorities are also monitoring the situation to ensure safety and provide timely updates as the heat wave progresses. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will share his thoughts with people of the country and abroad in the Mann Ki Baat program on All India Radio today. The program will be the 121st episode of the monthly radio program. It will be broadcast on the entire network of Akashvani and Doordarshan, AIR News website and the News on Air mobile app. It will also be live streamed on the YouTube channels of AIR News, DD News, PMO and Information Broadcasting Ministry. Akashvani will broadcast the program in regional languages immediately after the Hindi broadcast. Let's now turn to other stories making news today. A fire broke out at a car showroom in Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh, reducing 5 vehicles to ashes. Firefighters brought the situation under control after hours of efforts. Several people were injured when a viewers' gallery collapsed during a kabaddi match at Mandya, Karnataka. The injured have been admitted to local hospitals, Mandya police confirmed. Karnataka Home Minister G. Parmeshwara and BJP MP Tejasvi Surya flagged off the TCS World 10K Bengaluru Elite Men's Race. The event witnessed enthusiastic participation in Bengaluru. And still to come on this edition of TD India Live. Hamas open to truce and hostage exchange in Cairo talks. Canada's Carney leads liberal resurgence amidst Trump's tariff threats. And women's cricket tri-series in Sri Lanka, India versus Sri Lanka today.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy, always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the Economic Brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh. Updates now on the Russia-Ukraine conflict. US President Donald Trump and Ukrainian leader Volodymyr Zelensky met privately at the Vatican during Pope Francis's funeral to discuss ways to revive stalled efforts to end the conflict. After departing from Rome, Trump published a social media post in which he took a tough tone on Russian President Vladimir Putin. Trump questioned Vladimir Putin's desire for peace and stated that Putin should not be bombing civilian areas in Ukraine, and said secondary sanctions on Russia could be necessary due to ongoing strikes on civilians. Trump raised doubts about Putin's intention to end the conflict, proposing that stronger financial actions might be necessary due to the ongoing casualties. Meanwhile, Zelensky also held meetings with several global leaders on the sidelines of Pope Francis's funeral in the Vatican, including European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, French President Emmanuel Macron, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, and Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni. All the leaders emphasized the importance of protecting Ukrainians, calling for an immediate and unconditional ceasefire, and urged Moscow to commit to peace process. Von der Leyen also stated that a 17th EU sanction package targeting key sectors of Russia's economy was discussed. Moving on, a massive explosion and fire at Iran's largest port, Shahid Rajeh, near the Strait of Hormuz, killed 14 people and injured some 750 people. Rescue operations is underway as emergency services, assisted by Iranian Red Crescent members, are working tirelessly to extinguish the fire, complicated by strong winds. Footage shows rescuers carrying injured individuals on stretchers and firefighting plane dumping water to combat the blaze. The cause of the fire is unclear, but officials suspect a fire at a chemical storage depot may have triggered the blast. The port, a major hub for container shipping, suffered significant damage, with debris and flames widespread. Schools and offices in the nearby city of Bandar Abbas were close to the response efforts. Iran's President Masoud Pezeshkian has ordered an investigation into the port explosion, expressing sympathy for the victims. The incident drew condolences from the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia, which expressed solidarity with Iran. Meanwhile, the third round of nuclear talks between United States and Iran were held on Saturday after hours of discussions. Fourth round of talks are likely to be scheduled for next week, according to Oman FM, provisionally on 3rd of May. Let's tell you how the talks navigated between both the competing sides and what transpired at the Saturday's talks.
Indirect talks between Iran and the United States aimed at resolving a decades-long nuclear dispute have ended in Oman, Iranian state media reported, while US President Donald Trump is hopeful in clinching a new pact that would block Iran's path to a nuclear bomb. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi and Trump's Middle East envoy, Steve Witkoff, held talks in Muscat through Omani mediators for around 6 hours, a week after a second round in Rome that both sides described as constructive. Omani Foreign Minister Badr al-Busaidi said talks would continue next week with another high-level meeting provisionally scheduled for May 3rd. Meanwhile, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi expressed satisfaction over the progress and pace of nuclear talks with the US.
The negotiations this time were much more serious than before.
Tehran is willing to negotiate some curbs on its nuclear work in return for the lifting of sanctions. However, ending or surrendering its enriched uranium stockpile are among Iran's non-negotiables. In Tehran, people on the streets expressed optimism that an agreement would come.
Personally, I'm hopeful because the news so far that we have seen in the media was positive, and we would like there to be an agreement. But they are not explaining the details of this agreement. It seems like the media has not able to get the information, but yeah, anyway, people are hopeful and want it to happen.
The discussions are aimed at striking a new deal that would stop Iran from developing nuclear weapons, an objective Tehran denies pursuing in return for relief from crippling sanctions. Bureau Report, DD India.
Hamas has signaled its openness to a comprehensive agreement to end the ongoing Israel-Hamas conflict. A senior Hamas official revealed on Saturday that the group is prepared to offer a prisoner exchange and accept a 5-year truce. The discussions were held with Egyptian mediators in Cairo, marking a potential breakthrough in the 18-month-long conflict. Despite continuing airstrikes, Hamas insists that any truce must guarantee a permanent cessation of hostilities. Meanwhile, the group rejected an earlier Israeli ceasefire offer, calling it insufficient. US President Donald Trump called for free transit for American commercial and military ships through the Panama and Suez canals, tasking Secretary of State Marco Rubio with resolving the issue. Trump has long advocated for US control of the Panama Canal and now also wants to focus on Suez Canal, calling for free passage for American ships, though both critical waterways. Trump claimed the US played a crucial role in the existence of both waterways. Egypt's Suez Canal, a key waterway linking Europe and Asia, has faced disruptions due to Houthi attacks in the Red Sea, impacting global maritime trade. With just 2 days before Canada's federal election, Prime Minister Mark Carney leads the stunning Liberal comeback, fueled by Canadian anger over American President Donald Trump's tariff threats and talks of absorbing Canada. Carney, who replaced Justin Trudeau in March, has focused his campaign on confronting Trump and branding Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre as inexperienced. Carney's message of calm over chaos resonates with the voters in Toronto, while Poilievre, campaigning in British Columbia, warns of dangers of another 4 years of Liberal rule. Polls show a narrowing lead for the Liberals at 42.5% compared to 38.7% for the Conservatives. Analysts highlight the role of early voting and Trump's unexpected influence, suggesting that Carney may achieve one of the most dramatic political turnarounds in Canadian history. Let's now turn to sports with the Women's One-Day International World Cup. Just about 5 months away, India's road to glory kicks off in Sri Lanka with tri-series against the hosts and South Africa. The 7-match tournament promises intense action featuring new faces and old rivalries. All 7 games will be held in Colombo, with the first match between India and Sri Lanka scheduled on Sunday. India's batting looks formidable, but bowling will be tested as Renuka Singh, Tita Sadhu and Pooja Vastrakar are sidelined with injuries. With a 6-match ODI winning streak and the return of captain Harmanpreet Kaur, India will look to fine-tune their combination ahead of the World Cup. The tournament will take place from 27th April to 11th May. Each team will play 2 matches against the others, and the top 2 teams will compete in the finals. World Championship medalists Lakshya Sen and double Olympic medalist PV Sindhu will lead India's challenge at the Sudirman Cup in Xiamen City of China. India also has HS Pranoy and Anupama Upadhyay to fall back on in the men's and women's singles respectively. India will compete without their premier doubles pair Satvik Sairaj Ranika Reddy, Chirag Shetty in men's doubles. In their absence, the onus will be on in-form mixed double duo of Tanisha Crasto and Dhruv Kapila to step up and deliver the results. India will open their campaign against Denmark on Sunday. A total of 16 teams have been divided into 4 groups of 4 teams each. Each team will play 3 ties apiece in the group stage. Top 2 teams from each group will advance to the quarterfinals. That's all for this edition of DD India Live. Let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan this QR code on the screen. Download now. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Shubhendu Ghosh from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live. Namaskar.